Welcome to summer. Now this is my favourite time of year for so many reasons. The sun is shining, everyone's in a good mood, and most importantly, it's the time of year when all the best motorsport events are taking place. Which brings me to the topic of this video, endurance races. Before we jump into this video, I would like to give a quick mention to the Oodie, who have gifted me one of their products. I'll be unboxing mine very soon, so stay tuned to find out which design I chose and why an Oodie should be your #1 addition to watching an endurance race. Okay. First, let's cover the basics. Endurance racing is a form of motorsport racing that tests for durability of equipment and endurance of participants. Teams made up of multiple drivers attempt to cover a large distance in a single event, with drivers being able to switch midway through the race. It's basically a relay race for racing drivers. These types of races can take place through the whole year, but they most likely take place during the summer months because here in the Northern Hemisphere that's when we have the most daylight. As a fan, there are many different ways to enjoy endurance racing, and it's different for everyone. I'm going to break it down into 3 main categories, and chances are you're one of these types. Either you stay up all night and watch every single lap, you dip in and out and just watch the bits that interest you most, or you're actually at the track watching it in person. I'm going to talk through my tips of how best to enjoy an endurance race, no matter how you prefer to watch it. So let's get started with tip number 1. So my main piece of advice for watching endurance racing is to be comfortable. You have to be comfortable when you're watching endurance racing. If you're not comfortable, you're not going to enjoy it. I'm talking snacks, drinks, blankets, all things cozy. And speaking of cozy, hello. I'm excited. Got my scissors. Let me see if I can just take it out from here. Here it is. I chose the design with the koalas on it. There are tons of designs for you guys to choose from. Snip, snip, snip. It's so soft. Like, just feeling it is so nice. I don't know if you can tell, I'm even relaxed just touching it. It's like a big cuddly pillow. I can't wait any longer. I'm literally just going to try this on. It is so comfortable in here. I'll not be coming out. I love it. I love it so much. This is so comfortable. And there's a giant pocket which will fit my phone, my water bottle. It's gonna fit so many snacks in here. It's so warm inside this as well. I just know this is gonna keep me really warm at night. And I have good news. I have got a discount code for you guys. So if you want to get your own Oodie, at the bottom of the screen right now, you'll be able to see it. You'll also be able to see it in the description, so you can get yourself one of these. I might just do the rest of the video wearing this, to be honest. Okay, now that I'm fully comfortable, it's time to talk through some of my other favourite tips for watching endurance races. It's probably a good idea to decide in advance whether you want to watch the whole thing or just some of it. That way you can plan accordingly. If you only want to watch part of it, aim for some interesting moments, like sunrise, sunset, the first hour, the last hour. To be honest, the first 3 hours are usually quite good in an endurance race, so I would definitely recommend. I also would recommend you try and catch an hour or 2 in the middle of the night. There tends to be a lot of overnight chaos because there's less visibility, everyone's a bit tired, and it's just generally a really good vibe, and it's something unique. You don't tend to see night races very often in motorsport, so being able to watch a night race in an endurance format is so much fun. And one of my other favourite parts about the night segments is when the commentators, they start telling all these really random stories. I was chatting with some people on Twitter about their tips for endurance races, and someone actually mentioned that they love trying to fall asleep to the sound of commentators sharing their funny stories, to the sound of cars in the background just going past. Another good tip, if you're not watching the whole thing, is try and find some hourly highlights or recap videos. That way you can keep in touch with what's been going on and just generally catch up on all the most exciting parts or any drama that might have occurred without having to be glued to the screen for the full 24 hours. I also like to follow accounts that are live tweeting the event because that's a really good way to not only connect with other fans who are enjoying it, but also it's a very quick and immediate way to get news of what's going on in the race. If you're sticking around for the full 24 hours, be prepared to test your own endurance. You are most likely going to need caffeine and a lot of it. Be realistic with yourself before you try and go for the full 24 hours. If you don't think you can do it, that's perfectly okay. Perhaps just set a target of how many hours you do want to sleep. Maybe just say, I'm going to sleep for 4 hours, set an alarm. That way you do actually give yourself the sleep that you need. because it's great fun staying up for the full 24 hours, but if you can't manage it, then you're just not going to enjoy the overnight section of the race, and you're not going to have as good an experience as you could possibly be having. So I definitely would recommend, if you need to sleep, just get some sleep. No one's going to mind. You can catch up on the recaps in the morning. It'll be okay. Alternatively, you could also try taking naps while the safety car is out. That way you're not going to miss any of the action, but you're also going to get a little bit of time to close your eyes and relax a little bit. Another great tip is to try and get a live timing site. This will allow you to track every single car, especially your favourites, and see what's going on across the whole race, not just what's on the TV feed or who the commentators are talking about. It can be a bit mundane sometimes if you're only watching the racing, so something I really like to do is to maybe watch a movie or read a book while the endurance race is on. You're not going to miss anything, but at the same time you can keep yourself entertained and happy. Now finally, you might be actually at the track for an endurance race, and you are a brave soldier if that's the case. I know some people like to bring a tent if they're planning on sleeping at the track, while others would perhaps prefer to sleep in their car. That's really down to personal preference. I think I'm probably more of a tent person, but I'm not particularly the biggest fan of sleeping outside. I do like a good hotel and a proper bed. If you are at the track, I definitely would recommend sleeping, even if it's just for a few hours, because you're just not going to have the energy otherwise. Being at trackside is so much fun, but it also can be quite tiring, so please do make sure you get some sleep if you're there. Or the adrenaline can just keep you going and you can sleep for 2 solid days when you get home. And honestly, my final tip, and the most important tip of them all, is just enjoy the experience. Enjoy watching the race, enjoy being at the track. However you choose to engage with an endurance race, just do it the way you want to, and don't put any pressure on yourself for it to be a certain way. You don't have to watch the full time. You're not less of a fan if you don't watch the full thing. It's very normal to not watch the full thing. And share your perspective on social media. Chat with other people who are also watching the race. It's really great to connect with people who are also watching. I've definitely made some good friends just through who's watching the race, and then you can get chatting with them. It's great. And of course, if you have any tips that I have not mentioned in this video for how you best enjoy an endurance race, or anything you'd recommend to people, do drop it in the comment section. I would love to hear some more ideas. I think I've covered pretty much everything here, but of course I probably have missed something. So do let me know if there's anything else you can think of that would be a great tip for someone who's watching an endurance race. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this and I hope you learned something. Hope you're having a great day, and bye!